Leah. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Good. Good to see you again.
I know. Good to be here.
Good. I'm glad you're excited. Last week we talked a little bit about why you were here and that you feel like you might want to look into changing some things about your drinking habits. You said that you're worried it's affecting you at work. It might be affecting whether or not you're getting promoted and moving forward in your career. So I asked you a little bit about your values last week, and you said that you valued friends and autonomy and independence, and that you also value your career a lot and you want to do well there. So do you have any questions before we get started?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, we have about 10 minutes today, so we're just going to talk a little bit about how important you think this change is to start off with. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you think it is that you look into changing your drinking?
I think it's probably an 8.
Okay, so pretty important.
Yeah, my career is really important to me, and I've noticed that it's been affecting me. I think it's held me back from getting a promotion, and it's just in general not been good for my reputation at work. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty important to change.
Okay, so people at work, their opinion of you has been kind of negative since they've seen you drinking.
I think so. They haven't come out and said that, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from people.
Okay, so in what settings are you usually drinking when you're with other coworkers?
Well, our office is a lot of guys, and unfortunately, the culture is just that a lot of times after work, everyone goes to happy hour at a bar. And so I feel like if I don't have a drink, I don't really fit in with my coworkers. So then that just one leads to another, and it's just not good.
Okay. So other than fitting in with the group, what are some other things that you like about drinking?
I think it's easier for me to talk to people sometimes. I feel less self-conscious. It just kind of lowers my inhibitions.
Okay, so you feel a little bit more comfortable networking with people when you're drinking?
Right.
Okay. And on the flip side of that, what are some things that you don't like about drinking?
I don't like the way it makes me act sometimes, or sometimes if I drink too much, I don't remember, or things are a little hazy, and that's never good, especially when I'm around coworkers, and even though it's not really a work setting, it's still work people, so, yeah.
So you might not be as aware as you would like to be when you're at a work function.
Right.
Okay. So it sounds like you think that this change is really important, and you've talked a little bit about what you like about drinking and what you don't like. Let's talk a little bit about when this behavior wasn't a problem. So looking back, when did you not struggle with drinking? Or is there a time that you didn't struggle with drinking?
Well, I started this job right out of college, and I think I haven't really changed since college. It was just more prevalent, and everyone did that in college.
Okay.
So I think that, since I've been drinking, since I've been an adult, my behavior hasn't really changed. Now it's just, I'm more in the corporate world. It's the same behavior, but it's not appropriate to the setting, I don't think, as much.
Okay. All right. So did you drink throughout all of college, or when did your drinking start?
Yeah, it started freshman year. Hope there's no police watching.
Okay.
121, but yeah,
Okay.
that was just college culture, so.
Okay, so it's something that you're used to doing.
Yeah.
All right. And what are some of the benefits that you can think of making this change?
I think that it'll help me at work. That's my main goal, is to do well at work and improve my career and advance. But I think that, it's probably not good in my personal life or for my health either. So I just don't really know where to start, and I don't know how that's going to look at work since, we do go to happy hour so much, and I don't want to I feel like either way I'm singled out for not drinking or for drinking too much. So I just don't really see how I'm going to work all that out.
Okay. So I hear you saying that it's important to you both because you feel like it's holding you back in your career now,
Mhm.
and also because you're worried about potential health effects from drinking.
Right.
But you're not quite sure how you would navigate those workspaces without it.
Yeah.
So what are, I guess that's one of the cons of change, is that it would affect how you network at work. Is there anything else that you can see as being a con of change?
I think that, there are just people who wouldn't understand if I didn't drink. There were people, I care about what people think of me, and so I don't want people to think that I'm just no fun or weird or anything like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, I think that would be another con of changing to not drinking at all.
Yeah, definitely could be a barrier. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that you would be able to make this change tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow? Oh, well, tomorrow we have happy hour after work, so I would only say about a 4.
Okay, about a 4. So
Yeah.
you're not quite sure how you would go about it, even though you think it's very important.
Right. I think it's important, and I kind of know that I need to, but I just don't know how I'm going to be in those situations and not.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about maybe a time that you overcame something that was really difficult to overcome in the past?
Well, before I got this job, I, out of college, applied for a bunch of jobs and was turned down for 2 that I made it all the way to that final interview and really wanted and felt like I was qualified for. So I think that was a challenge of putting myself out there again and applying for the job that I have now, because I was kind of not confident in my resume and my abilities after those first 2 didn't work out.
Okay. So would it be safe to say that one of your strengths is that you're persistent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you feel like that persistence could help you in quitting drinking?
I think that I'll have to be persistent because this is such a part of our culture, and so it's going to take me being persistent. It's just kind of habit. Everyone goes to the bar and gets a drink, so I'm going to have to be persistent in changing that behavior and changing that habit and not just falling right back into, well, everyone else is having one, I'll have one too.
Okay. And can you tell me about some other strengths that you think might help you in making this change?
I think that I'm organized. That's what I do at work, is keep everyone organized and things like that. So I do a lot of thorough research before I do anything. So I'm dedicated to things that I care about.
Okay. So have you researched anything about quitting drinking since you are considering this?
Not really. I'm more researched kind of the health hazards associated with it. So I haven't really kind of looked into yet how to go about making that change.
Okay, so you've researched some reasons to change, but not necessarily particular techniques.
Right.
Okay. And I guess we can discuss a little bit about how you would change if you decided to do so. And outside research may be something that you want to do, but just sitting here right now, what do you think you could do to change your drinking habits at these work functions particularly?
I don't know. See, I'm torn between making like a very public announcement and telling everyone, and that way I feel like I would be held accountable, versus if I just kind of sneakily went to the bar and ordered a non-alcoholic drink so that I didn't draw as much attention to myself. I don't really know which one would work better. I feel like both of them kind of are options, very different.
But you've thought about different approaches to drinking. Because it sounds like drinking is embedded in your work culture, and so it's going to be something that'll be kind of difficult to navigate and see how people react to it. Okay. Well, if I could offer a little piece of advice. A lot of times, especially when people are struggling with something that they've been doing for a long time, it may take a couple times, several times of trying before you succeed. So I would just encourage you that if you do decide to, make a big announcement or something, that you don't let little failures in the beginning kind of deter you and totally throw you off the path. because that's very normal for people who are going through what you're going through.
Yeah, that's hard for me. I'm a perfectionist. I don't like failure, so.
Right. Well, most people don't. That's very understandable.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if I could just summarize today, we talked a little bit about how confident you are in this change, and that you think it's on importance it's about an 8, but confidence it's more of like a 4.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can definitely talk about that next time. And if you'd like to get started on that research that you wanted to do, that could be something you do before I see you next time. Did you have any questions?
No, I don't think I do.
All right.